Hey guys, Seton HVAC here. So I got another Gensco. I'm going to name their name this time. I'm not going to say HVAC distributor. Gensco treated me like crap again, and I'm tired of it. So watch the video, guys. You're going to like it. Hey guys, I forgot a little backstory too on this. So, you know, over the years too, they've told me that they can't deliver stuff to me in the afternoon, same day. But I know for a fact from other companies in town they have a hot truck that'll bring it out. I just happen to live too far away from them, you know, like 40 minutes as opposed to somewhere in Bend, which could be 20 to 30 minutes away, but they wouldn't bring it up to me when I was in Culver. I'm in Terrebonne, which is closer to Bend now, and they still won't do it. They say, well, we can't deliver the stuff on the same day, even though I know for a fact that they will do that same day to other companies. I'm just not important enough to them. So there's been some other things. I've had to chew out the old store manager that was there, and you know, I don't get anywhere with them because I just don't sell enough boxes for them. You know, I'm not a new construction contractor, hack contractor that throws boxes in. I do high quality work and I buy stuff sporadically, and they don't care about guys like me. And that's just the way it is in the industry. And they can lie to me in the face. I get sales speak from them, and they're trained this way, I'm pretty sure, to not care about guys like me. So there's the backstory on that. It's worse than what I've said. So yeah, that's it. Let's get on with this video. Hey guys, Seton HVAC here. So I was going to do some shorts on this, but I think it's better translated in a video. So I did a video about all the returns I did at Gensco. Yes, Gensco distributors, HVAC distributors. And they sent all this stuff back. Now, I understand these are dirty, but I mean, he told me to take some paper towels and wipe them down and they'll take them back. But some of this stuff's ridiculous. Like, let's see here. Where'd I put that? Oh, this elbow. This elbow. It's got a little bit of dirt film. You know what? They have dirt film in their warehouse. I get stuff worse than this sometimes. What else we got? No, let's check out this elbow. You guys see anything wrong with that elbow? You can almost eat off that. And Gensco doesn't want to take that back. So they sent this whole bundle of pipe back. Okay, so the inner one has some dirt on it, but if you just peel back some of these outer ones, they're brand new, guys. There's nothing wrong with these. And the guy gave me back these whole bundles. I mean, this shit's like 30 to 40 bucks for one section. And they're just giving it back to me. They don't want to credit me for it. They brought back this, what is this size is this? This 18-inch pipe. Said there's something wrong with it. Do you guys see anything wrong with this pipe? What's wrong with this pipe? Does it have holes in it? There's nothing wrong with it. It's completely brand new. This, what is this, 14-inch? Yeah, this 14-inch elbow is brand new. Brand new. Doesn't have any dirt, nothing in it. Okay, there's a little bit of dirt right there. Give me a break, guys. Can you believe this? Let's look at some of this other stuff they sent back. Oh, this end cap, this 10-inch end cap. Sorry, guys. Do you see anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with that cap? It's got a little divot. You know what? It didn't have that divot when I sent it to him. I think he threw it in a box or something. Do you see anything wrong with that? You're sending that back to me. Somebody that's been purchasing stuff for you for years. I used to purchase stuff from them before they were called Gensco. They were Gensco Albina when they did the merger, and they're treating me like this. What else? What else? Let's look at some. Yeah, they just sent it back all these elbows because they felt like, you know, hey, we don't have room for them or something. I bet you that's what it was. I got a couple of them. Yeah, a little dirt in them. It's ridiculous, guys. Yeah, let me show you these inner ones. So yeah, it's got some dirt on the inner one. But all you gotta do is peel back these outer ones. They're perfectly clean. So what if they got a little dirt on them? It's construction. He told me to take some paper towels and handy wipes and wipe everything down. And he goes, then maybe we'll take them back. I mean, what is it? What are they putting a fucking microscope to this stuff? Sorry about the profanities, guys. I don't want that to be this type of channel. But Are we... What are they doing? Do you want to lose my business over this? This and the invoice thing, the other distributor issues I had? Oh, I don't want to be a complainer, but come on. I'm trying to run a business here. I needed all this space in my shop here. There's nothing wrong with this stuff. Yeah, well, this one I understand. You can bring this back to me. I will wipe it down with a diaper for you, and you can take it back. Are you kidding me? Half the day, I bet these guys are standing around the shop. I'm a one-man band, and you're going to send this crap back to me? It's completely and utterly ridiculous. And I want to make sure everybody knows this is how Gensco treats one-man bands. If I was a larger company, they'd have taken all this stuff back, no questions asked. They tell I'm not going to say minions. They tell their guys in the warehouse to wipe this stuff down. You know what? These guys spend a lot of money with us, so we need to make sure. I spend a lot of money with them too. Not nearly what these large hack companies do. A lot of them are hack companies that just install crap work. I'm doing nice work, and I finally try to give some stuff back in 4 years, and this is how I'm treated. Yeah, wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Okay, guys, rant over. I just wanted to tell you that Gensco's not treating me any better. They fixed one thing, and they caused another problem. I want everybody to know about it. Hey, guys, in today's video, I got a little bit of a math teaser for you. And how to get you out of a bind if you don't have any round pipe on site. I can keep you from going to your parts house. I can keep you from having to go back to your shop. So it should be a lot of fun. Pay attention to the math stuff, though, because it's very important that we keep using our brain. I'm going to harp on it quite a bit because I'm tired of calculators and GPS and stuff doing everything for us. We shouldn't be that way. We're not going to get dumb as a society, okay? So watch the video and enjoy. Hey guys, Seton HVAC here. So what do these numbers here mean, and why can they help get you out of a bind on a job if you're out of pipe? And let's say the parts house is closed, you don't have any, and you need it to finish a job. Let's go over this. So if you know what this is, and you know what this is, you can build a piece of pipe out of a straight piece of sheet metal. Now, knowing this dimension is just the start of it, but we'll get a little deeper in. So this is pi, okay? This is what determines your circumference of a circle, right? So you can use 3.14, which is okay. What's even better is 22 over 7, because that's a more accurate number, okay? That's pi. So let's say you have 6-inch pipe. 6-inch pipe converts to 6 over 1. You would times that by 22 over 7, your pi, gives you your 132 over 7, right? That equals 18.85. 19 inches is close enough. If you cut a piece of metal at 19-inch width, that is going to be what you need for your circumference for 6-inch pipe. If this was 8, you'd do the same thing. 8 over 1 times 22 over 7 would give you a different number. You know, you'd be, I don't know what that equates to, 20-something, the low 20s, okay? So if you know these numbers, it can really get you out of a bind, or you could even do the math on all your basic sizes of pipe and keep yourself a cheat sheet on what you need, okay? So using these numbers, I'm going to show you how to make round pipe out of flat stock. You know, maybe you're out of round pipe and you got, I need like, you know, I need another 12-inch piece, or, you know, it's not going to quite reach. If you have like just flat stock laying around in your truck, you can make a piece of round pipe and get yourself out of a bind real quick, and get the job done so you don't have to go back. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you how to do this very easily and very quickly. And you know, at some point in your career, you might have to use this. So remember this. Okay, guys. So using that math we used earlier, we want to have 19 inches from this line to this line, okay? I added 1 inch on the other side, and I added a half on this side, okay? If you flip this over, I have a half just on that side. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to make a half-half pocket for this half to go into. So let's go over to the brake. So the first thing we're going to do is find our half. Now that's the half that's on the back side. We're going to bend that in like so. Okay. Then we're going to bend that down, not too hard, because you want to be able to get metal in there later. Then flip it over. And then you're going to bend that in. Okay. And what you did is you just made yourself a half-half pocket to accept the other side, okay? So that's it. So between here and this line here, we have 19, okay? That's our 6-inch round pipe. Now, this is a scenario, like I said, you know, let's say, oh, shoot, I'm, you know, in this scenario, I'd be like 4 inches short of 6-inch round. Don't have to go to a parts house. Don't have to go back to my shop and get something. You know, you can do this with hand tongs too, but I'm going to show you my brake. It's a lot easier. So it's always good to have a portable brake on site, guys. I strongly recommend that any sheet metal job that you're doing, just bring your brake with you. You know, these are very portable. So anyway, how do we make this round? You can't just bend it, and that won't work, right? So what I do is I put it in my brake like this, and then I just use the edge on my brake. See that? I just line that up and just give it a little bit of a memory. And you're just going to continue on all the way around. Just bring it out and just give it a little bit of a memory. Little bit of a memory. And you're going to work it all the way around. Now, if this was like 4-inch pipe, something smaller, you would make the bend on it more because it needs to turn more abruptly. So I'm not going to waste your thoughts. Let me get this all bent for you, and then we'll be back. Okay, guys, we're back. So let me just hold on a second here, making sure that my video's rolling. I couldn't see the cursor. So you see what I did there? Now, basically, you want to do about a 1/2 inch of a relief, and see what it did to that. Okay, so the reason why we added 1 inch and 1/2 to the other is you're doing your half pocket on your one side, and then your other 1/2 inch is going to go in there. So then you just put those together like so. Okay, and you just made yourself 6-inch round and got yourself out of a bind. And you can do this with larger pieces. Sorry about that, guys. I got distracted for a second, or interrupted, I should say. So anyway, in closing on this, just put your relief bends you can do this with hand tongs too. That's why I said if you have a short piece and you're lacking, you can do this. You can even do it with your bar fold too, and just put it on the table. And you know, if you got like a 24-inch bar fold, you know, you can do up to a 24-inch piece of pipe just to get you out of a bind, guys. This isn't something you'd be doing all the time. But in closing, yeah, put your relief cuts about every 1/2 inch. You're going to add 1/2 to one side, and you're going to add 1 inch to the other to make your pocket. You can either, you know, screw this together where it goes in, or you can just tape it. You know, mastic it, whatever. This will get you out of a bind. I've had to do it before. Not often, but I have. But I just made myself this piece of 6-inch round pipe that I did not have before. So let's go back to these formulas, guys. You know, school did help us somewhat. I don't know how good it is these days, but when I was in school, they taught us this stuff. So, and you know, it's not something I just Googled. I learned this in school. I retained it. So, you know, if you want to make 6-inch pipe, you're going to times that by pi, and that's going to give you what you need for your stretch out, your length of metal. 18.85, 19 is close enough. You're going to add your inch and your half. It'd be 20.5 would be your width of the piece of pipe you want to make, okay? Another cool thing that we learned in school, okay? Let's say you have an 8-inch pipe that you're running, and you have to convert it to rectangular. You don't have a ductulator on you. It's, you know, you're going to have to use your brain, right? So, hold on a second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about the interruptions. My daughter's not at daycare today, so we're kind of working and watching her at the same time. That's why I'm not out at that relocation job today. So anyway, in closing on that, so let's say I took my harness off because I can show it to you better this way. So let's say you have an 8-inch pipe and you need to convert to rectangular. You don't have your ductulator, which does all the math for you. So how do we determine area of a circle? Pi times radius squared, okay? So it'd be 22 over 7 times your radius of 8. So 8, half of your width is your radius, right? So it'd be 22 over 7 times radius, which is 4 squared. 22 over 7 times 16, because 4 squared is 16. Put that over 1 so you can multiply these together. That gives you 352 over 7, and that gives you 50 inches of area, okay? Well, so then we want to find a duct that's going to work with that, right? So we're trying to convert 8-inch round, right? So 50, what will equal our 50.28? Well, we got 5 by 10 duct will be 50. 4 by 13 duct, wait a minute, I did that wrong. 4 times 13 would be 52. That would be better. 4 times 12 is 48, so that wouldn't quite give you enough area. 6 by 9 duct would be 54 square inches. That would work. 8 by 7. So you could take that with any size, right? So let's say 10-inch pipe would be 22 over 7 times 5 squared. So basically that would convert this to 22 over 7 times 25 over 1, and it'd give you a different number, and it'd give you a different square inches. So little formulas to help you guys. I'll hold it there for a second if you want to take a snapshot of that. These little formulas will help you out in the field. You know, if we don't keep using our brain and we let calculators and you know, Google do everything for us, we're really going to get stupid as a species because our brains aren't working anymore. You know, they go over this stuff in school, I'm sure, these days, but probably nothing like they did when I was in school. So yeah, we got to keep our brain sharp. We gotta keep using it. You know, we're not just monkeys in construction. You know, we do a lot of thinking. We do a lot of thinking on the fly. We have to be quick on our feet, and you know, I think that's why most people age fast, is because they quit using their brain, especially with all these little supercomputers we keep in our pocket. We're getting dumber. So it's very rewarding to do this by hand and write these things down and do it yourself. It's just like when you go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, and you know, somebody stops and asks me, you know, you need me to find you something real quick? Yeah, it's convenient, but you know what? I like to keep my brain working. I'm going to find it myself because that keeps my mind sharp. So I won't harp on that too much, but I think that as a society, we're relying on all this technology to get us by. You know, GPS for when you're driving, all this other stuff. You know, we've driven somewhere 100 times and we still don't know how to get there. It's pretty dumb. So in closing, guys, I'm glad I could show you how to make this. That's what this is all about, is, you know, showing you ways to get you out of binds in the field, and show you some of my little tricks. So thanks for watching, guys.